What's up guys, it's Joel Ekman from House of Gain, and today I'm bringing you 2 more core movements that you should be doing that are super simple, but it's gonna grow your core strength by leaps and bounds. If you guys recall, I just dropped a core tutorial on our Instagram page not too long ago. You can get on over there, take a look at that. There's also the longer version of that same tutorial where we go through like 16 different core exercises on our YouTube channel, as well as there's some other videos on there you guys might want to check out. So be sure you get on over there, check it out. Right now, we're gonna dive into these 2 movements. You may be asking, why do you keep doing core tutorials? Listen guys, the core is the most important part of your body that you can possibly work out. It is also the most neglected, okay? It is the hardest part of your body for people to work out because it takes discipline, it takes concentration, and it takes a lot of reps, okay? And it also takes a good diet, but that's something kind of completely different. You can still build a strong core even though you may not have a 6-pack. What I'm gonna show you here today are 2 simple movements that you guys can use. They're very basic, but they are killer. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, so for the first movement, this is actually a very common movement, probably the most basic movement you can do for core. But we're going to switch it up a little bit and show you a couple tricks to help get better engagement out of this movement. So you're going to go ahead and take a seat on the floor. You're going to put your feet out pretty wide. Okay, it doesn't have to be ridiculous, but put them out wide. And all you're going to do now is you're going to do a basic sit-up. So you're going to go back. Except instead of putting your hands here, or instead of putting your arms here, you're gonna put them over your head. Now, when you put these over your head, you are naturally going to want to bring your lower back off the ground because the weight of your arms being above your head tends to pull your lower back off the ground. What you are gonna wanna do is force that back down to the ground by engaging your core, okay? So you're gonna wanna pull your lower back down to the ground, okay? Now, there's tension on my core and I haven't even done anything yet. So the next part of the movement, obviously, since it's a sit-up, you're just gonna sit up. You come up like this. Now, with this, I always tap the ground in front of me to make contact. That's gonna make sure that I'm getting far enough forward, okay? You don't wanna stop here and just go back down. You wanna push through the movement and get past 90 degrees, okay? And with your legs being wide, that's gonna create more tension because you're not just sitting here like this, okay? It also helps balance you out. There are some people that cannot get up from this position because their torsos are longer and they simply, their feet come up and they can't get up. If that is happening to you and you cannot sit up without your feet coming off the ground, what I suggest is take some ankle weights or take some kind of weight and just drape them over your feet here, okay? That's gonna allow you to come up without having to put your feet under anything. You want to avoid putting your feet under anything simply because as soon as you put your toes under some dumbbells or under this weight rack or whatever it is, you're gonna be tempted to use your legs when you sit up, okay? And if you engage your legs when you sit up, you're taking away engagement from your core. So you're gonna want to simply weight them down without sticking them under anything, creating less of an effective movement, basically. So here we go. Legs are wide, arms are here. It'll come back, touch the ground, core is engaged, come up, press forward. down, up, press forward, down, press forward. Now, you will notice when you go down and you go here, again, you're gonna wanna kind of arch that back. Keep that down, okay? Keep that down and then come up. Full engagement, 100% of the time. And you're also gonna wanna pace yourself. When people do this movement, they do it way too fast and they negate any gains they would make. For every 100 reps that they do, you could be doing 10 of these and be just as effective. So stop doing speed reps, slow it down, pace it, okay? It needs to be very focused with the pace. Very important, okay? You don't want to just rip through these because then you start just doing this. Oh, look at me. Oh, look at me, 6-pack. Woo! 6-pack in 3 weeks. Woo! No, absolutely not. Garbage. Stop doing it. So one more time. Here we go. And that is the first movement. Now, one side comment that I will make, one of the reasons that we put our feet wide is because in every movement that we do, we're trying to accomplish as much work as possible, okay? So not only does this help to counterbalance us, so when we're down here, we're not just coming up, with our feet completely out, it's helping us get up, but it's also putting a stretch on our hamstrings and engaging some hip flexor. So those are 2 additional bonuses that you get from doing this movement, this particular way. All right, guys, so it's time for movement number 2. First things first, I usually get my phone, if you guys have a TV, whatever, get a stopwatch. I put it somewhere I can see it, and I just go into a hollow hold. Okay, so feet off the ground, shoulders off the ground, lower back, contacting the floor, okay? I don't want to see no hands under the butt. I don't want to see no arch back. I don't want to see none of that bull crap, all right? You're not getting the work that you need if you're doing those things. So do the movement right, and you're going to feel the burn. You're going to feel the work being done. So here we go. I start this movement by doing a 30-second hollow body hold. You may have to adjust your time if you can only get a 10-second, a 15-second, a 20-second, 25-second, whatever it is, that's what you're going to be doing to start this movement out. We're going to go into a simple hollow body hold like this, feet off the ground, shoulders off the ground. Now what you do with your hands is optional. So you can hold them out here, you can hold them out here, you can even put them on the ground. Like, it's not really doing anything, okay? If you want to make this really difficult, you can put them above your head like that, and it takes a little bit more engagement, okay, to hold that particular position. After your time reaches the designated time of whatever you set, okay, for me, it's 30 seconds, all right, you're gonna be both feet together, and you're gonna come up into a 90 position, okay? So this should be at a 90, okay? Not like this, not too far forward, just at a 90. Nice looking 90, okay? Now, you'll notice when you go into this position, after doing the hollow body hold, you will realize that you have not left that position, okay? There's still weight out over my hips, which creates this weight that wants to pick my lower back off the floor. So I'm still having to engage my core, although not as much as if my feet were straight out, okay? Here I am at a 90. Now my palms are down, and all I'm gonna do is raise one leg. I'm gonna focus my attention on keeping this at a 90. And while I'm focusing that attention on that, I'm gonna do leg raises. 1, 2, 3, okay? And then I'm gonna swap them out. Bring this back down to a 90, straighten this leg, and repeat. 1, 2, 3. Boom. All right, and then down. What you're gonna feel is when you go into the single leg, you're gonna really feel that hip flexor pull. So if you're not necessarily super mobile and you don't have mobility in your hips or whatever, you might find it really, really hard to maintain a straight leg, okay, in this position. Your goal is to keep this leg as straight as possible. I usually straighten my leg, point my toe, and come back. And when you're here, you're actually gonna wanna like engage your core and pull that leg as far back as you can. And then the same thing with the other leg. So, you know, when you switch, you're going to a straight leg, not this. Now, if you're maxed out and you don't have mobility in your hamstrings, you're not gonna be able to straighten your leg. But the whole goal with what we do is to increase mobility. You know, when you get up into the higher level core work, you need to have that flexibility. And also, it's just a sign that you need to do more work on your hamstrings, whether it's stretches, whether it's different movements, whatever it is, that flexibility is key to staying healthy. All right, so 3 key things to remember on this particular movement. They go as follows. Lower back contacting the floor, okay? No arching, no doing any other goofy stuff, okay? Second thing, legs at a 90. Not too far forward, not too far out, legs at 90. Third thing, straighten your legs as much as possible when doing the leg raises. That concludes our 2 movements for this core workout. These 2 movements are highly effective. The one thing you don't want to do is overstress your core. They're really small muscles and you can strain them if you're not careful. So always be careful with that. But typically what I do is I just get down on the floor and I just focus on my reps, doing a nice slow pace. Real quick, let's go over some rep count numbers and a couple different things before we wrap it up here. The first movement was the sit-ups. And I rep out 100 of those sit-ups, okay? Now, when I started, I was only doing 25, okay? 25%. And then I would get like 4 sets. My goal was to do 100 reps every single day. Now I'm doing 100 reps in 1 set, okay? It's still difficult. It still takes a lot of strength to do that, okay? So whatever you start at, make it something that challenges you but doesn't rupture your core, all right? So pick a number that you can do, whether it's 20, whether it's 3 sets of 10, whatever it is. Pick a number that's manageable. As you do this, you will get strength. I promise you that. And then you can bump that number up. On the second movement, typically what I do is the 30-second hollow body hold, and then I do a rep count of 10 leg raises per leg, but I alternate them, 5 on one leg, 5 on another, 5 on the other leg, 5 back on the last leg, okay? So it's not 10 on each leg at one time. I alternate them to kind of break it up. If you want to make this movement harder, you can increase the hollow body hold, from 30 seconds to whatever, or you can increase the rep count on the leg raises. I increase the rep count on my leg raises because that's where most of the engagement is. And, I already work hollow body holds on like a completely separate day. I just do it at the beginning of this movement to kind of warm up my core and to kind of get that initial, this is gonna suck, out of the way. Yep, that's it. Those are the 2 core movements that I've really been using for the past probably 8 weeks now. I've seen some phenomenal results. My core strength has gone up. So I just wanted to get out here and show you guys what it's all about so that you too can achieve some major progress on making your core stronger, because it is absolutely essential for that to be strong. If you are trying to do any kind of movement, even if you're not, okay, even if you're just living life, it's good to have a strong core. Let's wrap this thing up. All right, guys, as always, thanks for watching. If you have not been over to our Instagram page, jump on over there if you want to follow more of what we do on a daily basis. We tend to post on there, some of our daily workouts and whatnot. Other than that, you can head on over to YouTube. You can find us on there at Hog Official. And check out the videos we have there. We have some tutorials, we have some motivational videos, and just a bunch of stuff that you will not see on Instagram. Okay, we have exclusive content on each different site. So be sure to check them both out. Hit me up, got any questions, any comments, whatever you need. Let's stay focused, let's grind, and let's never give up on your goals. Let's go.